They are the people of Talon Kumandra. I made 2 custom dolls, 1 man and 1 woman. They are meant to be used as just generic background people. They will appear again and again in various different roles to fulfill any random people that Raya or Namaari meet along their journeys. They will also be copied and pasted many times to look like there are many of them if that's what is needed. I wish I had like 50 of them, but that would take me forever to make, so I am going to make 2 people from each of the 5 lands of Kumandra. I have already made the people of Tail and Fang. We still have to make the people of Heart and Spine after this one, so we are like on a marathon of making custom dolls. Kumandra is a huge universe. It's not just a castle or a cottage or a small village or a boat. This universe is huge, so we have to kind of pick and choose what we're going to build first. Raya and the Last Dragon is integrated into our doll's universe, so everything we make will be used again in the future. So let's just consider all of this work as an investment into the doll's universe that we're building. Talon is the marketplace of Kumandra. It is a place bustling with people, and it has the biggest marketplace, the melting pot filled with world travelers and merchants. It is also built on top of water, so they have the natural protection from the drones. But we know it is not as safe because it looks like they are only a wall away from being drowned. When Dang Hu opened up the gate, we saw that there are many people on the other side of the wall who are all drowned. Seeing as how Dang Hu was so casual about sending Sisu over to the other side of the wall, it seems people here are regularly sent over to the other side of the wall. We also found out that Talon has a credit system. We are introduced to the concept of debt in the movie. Sisu did not have any credit. Being a dragon doesn't seem to have helped her get out of the credit problem. And then it looks like people with the credit problem are sent over the wall. Kind of like saying people who got into debt and couldn't pay back lost all hope, and drones came for them and finished them off. There seems to be a lot of people on the other side of the gate who are drowned. What's even scarier was that the drone was just waiting right at the gate for the next human. Sisu did not have to walk too far from the gate to find the drones. Is it possible that the people of Talon made a deal with the drones? The people will keep feeding the drones with hopeless people in return for not crossing the wall? This place is kind of scary if you dig deeper. The Talon is next to the Tail. Tail seems to have lost all hope and they don't have any defense against the drones, which means Talon is the next front. These people are living on the verge of becoming Tail. But for now, whatever the people of Talon are doing seems to be working. The people of Talon wear pink and purple outfits. The people of Kumandra more or less wear similar outfits. The only difference seems to be the color of the outfits. The only exception is the people of Spine. They wear multiple layers of clothes and also the only people to wear furs. Because I am only going to make 1 man and 1 woman for now from each land, I wanted to find outfits that seem to be most common and can be used in many situations. I chose the outfits that the palace guards were wearing, so these custom dolls can double as both villagers and the guard. If I have time in the future, maybe I will give them the accessories like armors and weapons, but for now I don't want any accessories or any details on them. I want them to be so generic that they will disappear into the background. The wrap shirt with the diagonal bands going across the chest seems like a very common outfit design across Kumandra. So that's what I decided to make. I started out with rolling up a ball of aluminum foil and created 2 heads. I covered them up with a thin layer of polymer clay and baked them to create a hard surface that we can sculpt on. I dabbed a little bit of clay on the nose, forehead, cheeks, and the chin. I smoothed them until I got something that resembled faces. I also added 2 ears and 1 mouth for each head. I did not sculpt the hair because I was going to give them a headband. The hair will not be very visible anyway, so I want to save myself some time and effort. I was not trying to sculpt any specific face. Any face that looks like a face was good enough. I baked the heads one last time. Next, I painted the faces. The clay was a lot lighter than the dolls' bodies, so I mixed some brown, red, yellow, white, and orange until it kind of got the color that matched the dolls' bodies. I painted the eyes, eyebrows, and hair. I also painted the lips red for the woman, and then the heads are done. Next, I needed to give them their outfit. I started with the woman's outfit. I gave a pair of knee-length shorts. It is basically made by sewing together 2 legs together. I hemmed the edges and then added a Velcro on the back. Next, I made a shirt. It is basically a front and back panels sewn together to form a shirt. I cut open the back so that the doll can get in. There are 2 diagonal bands going across the front. It kind of looks like what Raya is wearing. I cut 2 long strips of pink fabric. Then I also cut equally long but narrower strips of purple fabric. I sew the purple strip along the center of the pink strip. I sewed these 2 strips onto the shirt diagonally crossing each other. Then I made another long pink and purple strip. This time I wrapped it around the waist along the bottom edges of the shirt. This becomes the waistband. The guards are wearing some kind of a belt buckle here, but I omitted that. This doll also has to double as a regular normal citizens, but maybe I will come back. Finally, I cut another long strip from pink fabric. I wrapped it around the woman's head and secured it using hot glue. That completes the woman's outfit. Next, I worked on the man's outfit. I gave him a pair of shorts. It is the same shorts as the woman's, but just a little bit larger. I cut out 2 legs, sewed them together into shorts. I hemmed the edges so they won't tatter, and then I added a Velcro on the back. To make the shirt, again, I used the same dress pattern. I sewed together the front and back panels together. In the movie, the man's outfit seems to be made out of a long strip of fabric that was wrapped around the upper body like a shirt, but it is not an actual shirt. But I'm going to give him a shirt with the Velcro on the back. I also want his shirt to stay on top of him and not slide down, so I wanted to keep at least 1 shoulder intact. It can hide under the diagonal band that is going across his chest. I cut out a long strip of pink and purple fabric. I attached the purple strip so it goes down along the middle of the pink strip. Then I attached the strip diagonally across the shirt. I make another pink and purple strip and wrap it around the waist. This is sewn along the bottom edge of the shirt. Finally, I cut out another long strip of pink fabric. Then I wrapped it around the man's head. I used the hot glue to secure it in place. And then both the man and the woman representing the people of Talon are done. So as for Talon, we know it has the marketplace, and finding the background images for markets are actually really hard. It is surprising how the actual markets in the real world do not look anything like the fairy tale versions. Even the traditional markets look very modern these days. I was browsing through various pictures of traditional markets, but nothing really looks like Talon. So I might have to make something here, but that's going to take a lot of time, so I'm still going to have to figure this out. Looks like Noi was not turned into a doll, but we do have Ongies. They are from Talon, but they do not talk. But Noi also did not talk, so I guess it doesn't change anything much. I was kind of thinking about what kind of stories I can do with the Talon. Raya mentioned that these people are known for fast hands. It's a hot spot for pickpockets and con artists. The director mentioned the Talon is like a cantina in Star Wars. This place is supposed to be messy and chaotic. It is supposed to feel alive, colorful, and an exciting collision of stimuli. The inspiration for the buildings come from seafood. It is supposed to be full of fish, both fresh and dried. All of that sounds amazing in ideas, but it sounds like a nightmare for the people who need to create the world physically, because this sounds like insane amount of work. Talon is the center of economy in Kumandra. It seems to have a modern economic system because it has a credit system. Credit is by far one of the most perplexing features of the modern economy. The credit system, or otherwise known as the debt, but they're not quite the same, built the world as we know it today. In other words, it is built on trust. Trust that the person borrowing the money will be able to pay it back. Trust that the person will still be worth the same or more by the time the money needs to be paid off. Trust that the world will be more or less the same or better tomorrow than today. This is an incredibly complex system, and I do wonder if we all know what we are doing. In a sense, we built this world on credit or debt. It is a world built on negative numbers with a lot of trust. That sounds really bizarre, but that's essentially the world we're living in. It is a cruel system. I don't have an answer. Something doesn't quite feel right, but I don't know what it is exactly. I think credits are good. I'd rather have it than not, but maybe it is also the source of hopelessness. I do lament that whether sending people over the wall to be drowned was the only answer to the people who lost all hope.